Hello, welcome back to our channel. We haven't posted in a while, so we're going to be doing another video for you guys today. And I am the Key.
And I'm Wolf Peters,
And together we are the Key
Key
and
and Wolf
Wolf Variety
Variety
Channel.
Channel.
And today we're going to be doing a Q&A, and we're going to be asking generic questions. So I'll start with Sam, and then we'll go to me. So the first question is, do you have any siblings?
And the answer is yes, I do. I have a sister, and I have two half brothers. And just the generic story is, one has come back, and wants to be part of the family again, and we accepted him and everything. And then the other one doesn't want to be part of the family no more, and he's actually living in Tasmania and Australia, so we know where he is, but he just don't want anything part of us. So yeah, that's the extent of that. But yes, I do have. But yes, if I want to be technical, I do have one sister and two half brothers.
So for me, asking me if I have any siblings, I have a younger brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and he he is actually, and he acted like the older sibling, and so I just have one sibling, and he was the only boy cousin in my entire mom's side of the family. And so that's that question. And then the next question for Sam is, who is your best friends?
Well, okay, my best friend before my best friend my best guy friend is his name is JB. I met him back in 2016 at Top Golf, and almost it's been about over 5 years since I met him, and it's been a great relationship and everything, and everything we do is so much fun and everything. And then about 2 years ago,
Almost
oh,
three.
actually, almost 3 years ago. Sorry, I forgot. I met her, and we've been best friends for over 3 years, and it's been the best 3 years of our lives and everything.
So my best friend growing up was my best friend Sarah. She was my best friend for a long time. I've known her since the first grade. I met her in one of the classes and we started talking. But and so we've been friends for over about 20 years now, I want to say. We've been friends for a really long time. And I just enjoyed hanging out with her. She recently got married a couple years ago, like the year before the summer before the pandemic hit. And then she moved away to Baytown, so I don't really get to see her that much. But she was my best friend growing up. And then, like he said, I met him about 3 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. And we've had a fun ride together. And then
Mm-hmm.
now for Sam, what is your favorite animals?
Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, yeah, I was just drinking a soda, so that's why that happened. But yeah, my favorite animals, I like both of these. I want to say about equal now, but before my favorite animal was pigs. Like I have a bunch of stuffed animal pigs, and that must be because of my mom, because my mom loves pigs a lot, and she has a bunch of stuffed animal pigs and everything like that too, and a bunch of pigs around the house and everything. So about that, and then my second favorite animal, and you probably already know what it is because of the name, because of my name, wolves. I like wolves. I just think they're so cool, like a lone wolf basically, because I felt like I was like that for a while basically, like a lone wolf basically, until I met JB, and then now her and everything. But yeah, wolves I like a lot. I like like what they do and attack and prey, and what they do is just very cool. And sometimes doing packs too, which is cool too. I like that too and everything. So yeah.
So my favorite animals is I like horses. I used to take horseback riding lessons back in the fourth, and fifth, and sixth grade, and it was really fun. And I like horses because their personality sometimes can be a lot like my personality. Sometimes either stubborn or crazy one minute, or just and then kind of goofy. And my personality is kind of like a horse. I kind of feel like I identify with the horse. And then my other favorite animal is a dolphin because they're playful and they have lots of fun in the ocean and they make really cool noises, which is why I like them, and they kind of act like me because sometimes I can be playful too. And so those are the reasons why those are my two favorite animals. And so now we're going to go to, what is your favorite board game?
That's tough. Like my favorite board game slash card game. That's pretty tough. I mean, there's so much I like and everything. One comes to mind. Is Monopoly. I like playing Monopoly a lot and everything. Life is pretty good, but I mean, I really don't know. Like, there's a bunch of board games I like and everything, but there's one board game where where I finally got my hands on is Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride is a fun game where you have a bunch of cards with trains or whatever that you have to try to match the colors so you can put trains on the track, and that's how you get points and everything. And it's a very fun game, and I like that one a lot. So I guess right now that would be my favorite board game. I mean, unless you count the ones we play as video game forms like Monopoly or something. But right now, I guess that would be my favorite board game. I guess right now is
My
Ticket to Ride.
my favorite board game is Life. I've always been obsessed with Life as a kid, and I played it so many times. I like being able to like put people in your cars, like put your spouse in your car, your kids in your car, and be able to pick like your
Mm,
career and like what house you're gonna live in and stuff. And I always thought that was fun because it was like a good chance to kind of like predict maybe what your future might look like. And so it was kind of a really fun game. And then I got it for the the Wii because I really like that one for the Wii. And then I'm hoping at some point at the end of the month to get it for the Switch so I can play the Life or the Switch because I really like it, and it's a good chance to like decide what path in life you're gonna take in the game, and so it's kind of fun, and so that's why that's my favorite board game, and I play them like all the time pretty much. So now we're gonna go to Sam. What is your dream car?
my dream car is a 1965 Ford Mustang Coupe. And it has to be blue because that's the one that that I saw in the Outsiders movie back whenever it was made
And then in the
in
80s.
the 1980s. I think it was 88 when it was made. I wasn't born then, so but it was made in the 80s, and then ever since I seen that movie in like 7th or 8th grade or whatever, that's when we read the books or whatever. I saw that car and I always wanted that car, and that's my dream, my official dream car. But if I had to, that's it. My official dream car is that old car. But if I had to get like a more modern car, my dream one would be like a 2010 Volkswagen Beetle. I don't know. I just been obsessed with Volkswagen Beetles for a long time. But the car that I really want and I hope I get is the 1965 Ford Mustang Coupe.
My favorite dream car is a Corvette. I like the Transformers car that Bumblebee had in the first Transformers. He had like such a cool car that ever since I saw him change into that car in Transformers, I've been very obsessed with that car. And I've really liked them, and I think they're cool, and they're like really fast, and their engine sounds really good. And they're just a fun car that I would actually like enjoy driving around town. And so if I could, I'd have Bumblebee's car from Transformers and drive that around all day in town. And then, what is your favorite book?
Ooh, that's a good question. The last book besides like the Bible or something I've read is and yes, I do read the Bible and it's very good and everything. But it's Harry Potter. Harry Potter was like the last book I read, and so that would probably be my favorite like non-fiction book. Oh no, not non-fiction. I mean fiction book, fantasy type book and everything. And if you have to go non-fiction, it would probably be the Bible.
For me, my favorite book was probably anything by Ted Decker. He was in the religious section of the store, and he was the one that got me actually into reading and enjoy reading because his books were always sort of like fantasy, futuristic kind of stuff, and they were just really good books, and they had like some good topics that they covered, and they had some deep thinking that went on in the books, and so it was like a mix of like fantasy, sci-fi, futuristic stuff. And one of his books, it was actually like like a VCR headset kind of type book, gaming type book, and it was really interesting to see what he did with VCR headset, that kind of stuff, in the gaming world that he put into one of his books. And so he's the reason I got into reading. My other favorite book was Redwall, the one that my dad bought me back when
Ooh,
I was
that's
a
a good
kid.
book.
And it was about animals that came to life and talked and went on adventures and saved the day and were like heroes. And so I really gravitated, and that's what started my love for science fiction, fantasy, post apocalyptic stuff. And I've been a big fan of that in books and movies ever since. So now we're going to go on to what is your favorite clothing?
My favorite clothing, you probably can't see, but I'm basically wearing it right now. It's anything with shorts and basketball shorts or shorts in general. a hat, of course, and then the top doesn't really have to be like any. I mean, t-shirts for sure. I do like those, but jerseys I like, and then like polo shirts I don't mind wearing, but for sure I have to be wearing shorts. I like wearing shorts. That's like my favorite article of clothing.
My favorite article of clothing, I don't really like t-shirts a whole lot, but I do like blouses and like stuff with like polka dots or floral like tops because I really like anything with flowers or anything with polka dots, and that's the kind of style that I gravitate towards too, and so that's my favorite style of clothing. I also like wearing skirts too that have like flowers or polka dots or that are solid color or that are anything with like tulle because I like tulle skirts too. Those are kind of cool. And so it kind of is the
Mm.
same style for my wedding dress. It'll probably have flowers on it because I love flowers. And so that's my favorite kind of like clothing. Where is your favorite place to go on vacation?
Well, I haven't gone to a lot of places. Really, on vacation, I gone to New Barnesville, which was a fun place to go to. I gone to Brazos Bend, which was another great place. LA was was fun to go for like a few days or whatever. Georgia was fun. Actually, even Alpine, Texas, over there in Big Bend Country and everything, that was fun and everything. Even Daytona Beach was fun too because and then we were outside Disney World and everything. So I really don't have a favorite place to go on vacation really because I really haven't gone a lot of places, but it probably be like Disney World was probably like my favorite thing I did. I did like not like I did like vacation wise like that and all that, but like my favorite like actual thing I did was like in Atlanta, Georgia, with the urban serve and everything, with my older church, with the youth group and everything. That was fun. Serving the community like that and helping the kids and everything. Just learn about God and learn about all that stuff and just hanging out with them. That was fun to do. So I like doing that, but like an actual place, I can't really tell you right now because I've been to so many places and they all been pretty good in my opinion. There hasn't been like one place I've been to be like, whoa, this was amazing. It's just been all the same. There's stuff in those places that I like doing. Like LA was the beach. Alpine, Texas was the ranch that we went to, and we rode horses and everything, and then of course Daytona was because of Disney and everything like that. But yeah, there's not like, and then of course Atlanta was because of the urban show thing that we did with the community and all that. But there hasn't been like one place I liked. They all been about equal. There's just stuff in those places that I like doing.
So for me, one of my top places is Georgia because my aunt and uncle live in Atlanta, Georgia. So every year we would go. I like that they weren't flat in Georgia like it is in Texas where we live because in Texas it's always flat, but then when you go to Georgia, it's so hilly and their house was on a little bit of a slope and it was kind of fun. And the trees are really pretty up there. And Georgia is just a really pretty place. I also really liked Florida. Florida was another fun place to go. I liked Florida for the beach. That was the best part about Florida was going to the beach because they had crystal clear water over there. And then my other favorite place is when we went to Oregon in May before like basically about almost a year before the pandemic hit. We went to Oregon and it was so green up there and the trees were so beautiful. And Crater Lake is a national park and it's a place I'd highly recommend if you're in Oregon to go visit, as well as Mount Hood because it's kind of like a mountainy thing and it's really, really pretty up there and the trees are gorgeous and the mountains are awesome. So those are places I'd recommend. I also did like some stuff about the Northeast when I went, and that was kind of fun. And then the Smoky Mountains were also cool on another road trip. And I like the Smoky Mountains because you could see like fog or smoke over the mountains, and it looked cool. So there's different. So those are the places I liked, and there's stuff about each place that I did like on my road trip.
Hmm.
So what is the best thing about living in where we live?
Well, we live in Houston, and I really don't know what the best thing is around the Houston area, Pasadena, and all that stuff. I mean, I guess one of my favorite things that I did was go to an Astros game. Of course, that was fun. Going to a Dynamos game, which was weird. That was fun when what I did. Because I don't like soccer, but actually going to a soccer game was actually pretty fun to go. Um, Another thing I like doing was when when the Sheriff Houston Open was here, they did that. That was fun. There was a bunch of stuff that I think are fun and everything to do. I don't know if there's really one thing that I've done that's like the best thing, but it's like a bunch of things that I like doing around here. I just can't name it.
So for me, the best thing about living in Houston is I really like museums. I'm a sucker for museums, and I like to go every year to museums. So I really like the Museum of Natural Science, the Museum of the Health and Body.
Oh, yeah.
Those are 2 museums that I like in Houston.
Well, the Oral Health Museum.
Yeah, they kind of revamped it now, but I liked both of them because they each had cool stuff. Like I like the dinosaur section of the museum, of the natural science one, because I really like dinosaurs and I'm into like all that old dinosaur stuff, and it's kind of fun learning about it. I also did like the gym section because we get to see our birthstone, and then I did like the third floor Hall of Americas because I'm a big history buff, and if you know me, I really really love history, and so that's my favorite thing about that museum. The health one, I like it because you get to learn about your body, and I'm fascinated with how your body works and moves and how everything is in your body. And so that to me is kind of fascinating. And then the third is going to Galveston and going to the beach. I love the beach, and I would go every year, and we would eat lunch down there, and we would just go walk on the strand, and we would go swim in the ocean and boogie boarding. That's really fun. And so those are things that I like about Houston's 22 years.
Right.
Okay, so we're back with our video. Sorry about the lighting. We decided to go outside, so we finished on where's the best thing about where I live.
About half the video is gonna have bad lighting, and still we're gonna have some bad lighting because the stupid sun wants to go in and out of the clouds. So you just have to deal with it. And then I'm sorry we don't have like anything to like fix it or anything, but you just have to deal with it.
So our next question is, do you like the cold or warm weather better?
Well, it's actually cold or hot, but I like in the middle of cold or hot, like about 75 degrees. That's like perfect ideal weather for me. I like 75 degrees weather, so if it could be like that here in Texas all year long, that'd be just perfect for me, and I would like it a lot. I hate extreme cold, but I hate extreme hot too. So that's like perfect weather for me.
For me, I'm the same way as Sam. I like somewhere in the middle between like 60 degrees and like 90 degrees. It's like perfect weather for me. Well, where we live in Houston, it's always hot and humid every year because we're so close to the beach. And like this year has been unusually warm because we had a dry spell come through Houston, and it just basically took our weather and basically sent it up into the triple digits. And apparently we had some days we were in like a heat wave for like a week plus. And so it's kind of been nice because now we're starting to get a little bit cooler and we're getting some more rain, and it's been cooler in Houston. So I kind of like this weather now where it's not as hot and we're not as sticky and we're not sweating our faces off. And so somewhere between 60 and 90 degrees is perfect weather. If I could have that all year around, I would just be happy. But that's my favorite kind of weather. I don't mind the humid part, and stuff. So do you like the country or the city better?
That's a tough question because in the city, I really don't know really. I really can't answer that question.
For me, I like both of them. I can't decide. I like the country because my dad's mom's side of the family lives in Giddings, and so we go every year to Giddings and visit them, and they're out in the country, and my dad would always go to one of my relatives' farms and would go fishing on their farm and stuff, and we'd always have fun over there. And so like we got to see family, and so I kind of like the country because you could run around and play baseball or play tag, and we liked watching the train go by behind my grandma's sister's house because she always had like train tracks and trains would come through, and that was fun. I also like the city too because there's a lot of stuff to do because there's museums, there's parks, there's like main event, there's the beach nearby, there's like concerts and things like that you can do in the city, which is a lot more to do. And the country's more like slow paced, like peacefulness. If you want to get away and just spend a weekend being peaceful and away from technology and away from people, just to like relax, then that's for you.
Okay.
And so I like both of them.
To piggyback on that, so yeah, I kind of do like both in the end. It's just like what she said. The country is more like peaceful stuff, and then the city is to do more stuff and everything. But it's just a preference. I mean, the city, you're more closer to hospitals and all that than to the country. Because I'm not saying all countrysides don't have a hospital, but you're close to hospitals and all that stuff, the stuff you need and everything. So, yeah.
Do you like to travel?
I do. I like traveling. I remember when I was in fifth grade, and I was scared of flying a plane. Of course, everybody's probably once in a while scared of a plane because scared of heights or whatever. But after it went off and everything, it was fine. I'm fine traveling plane, train, which I really want to ride a train before trains go away and everything. And then cars too. I'm fine traveling. I like traveling everywhere.
For me, I like traveling. I like being outdoors, and my one travel thing is I like to go to a national park. So whatever state I'm in, if they have a national park, I like to go hit it up. And on my bucket list, I have a bucket list to hit all the national parks in the United States before I die. And so I'm going to be visiting almost every national park in the United States that I can before I die. And I've always been a big outdoors, let's see parks, let's go explore parks. I've been a big parks person, so I like that. I also don't mind riding on like a train or a plane or a boat because I've done all three of them. Like a couple years ago in Oregon, we took a train ride from one city to another and did and they talked to us on the train ride. And I did one, also two in Colorado. That's a fun one from Silverton to Durango. And it was an actual, real, old-timey train from way back over 100 years ago. And it was the coolest train that I'd ever been on. And I like flying a lot because we fly to Georgia. So now we're going to do, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color, you probably can't see it. Well, maybe a little bit right here. It's orange. Orange has been my favorite color since I was 3 years old because my preschool Sunday school teachers like the Texas Longhorns. And that's also where I became a Longhorn fan too. They like the Longhorns. Longhorns wore orange, and then right there, orange is just stuck as my favorite color of all time. And if I had to choose a second color, it's pink. I don't know why. I just like pink.
So my favorite color is pink.
But one sec. But yeah, those are my favorite colors.
So my favorite color is pink. I absolutely love pink. And I like anything with pink. So like flowers, my favorite flower is the pink rose. So that's my favorite flower of all time. And just so you know, so I like the color pink a lot, and I wear a lot of pink. I wear pink with flowers all the time. And so definitely my wedding dress is going to have something pink on it. If I ever get married, it'll probably most likely have pink flowers on it. So that's going to be one thing that I like. My second favorite color is a tie between purple and blue, because I really like the color of the sky on a clear sunny day, and that's my favorite color. And then I also like purple because there's like different various shades of purple, but I really like violet. That's a really pretty blue purple that I like. And so those are my favorite colors. So what is your favorite drink and food?
That's a tough one too. I really don't know.
We'll come back to him. We're gonna jump to meat.
Like I really don't have an answer. I'm being serious. Like I really don't have an answer for that. I like many foods. I like many drinks. Just nothing alcohol and just nothing alcohol or beer related, pretty much, or wine related, pretty much. I almost drink it. There's a few things where it tastes nasty and everything, but most of the part, it's all good. And sorry about the weed eater. Some neighbors doing the weed eater thing. So if you hear that, then that's what's gonna be right there. So sorry about the accent noise and everything.
So my favorite food is Italian food. That is my favorite food. I am obsessed with anything pasta related, but my favorite of all time is fettuccine alfredo. And if I could, I would go every day for the rest of my life to Olive Garden. I'm obsessed with the Olive Garden. I love their fettuccine alfredo. Their giant stuffed pastas are really good. And I just love the Italian food and stuff. And then my second favorite is probably Mexican food. I like enchiladas and tostadas. Those are my top two Mexican foods, and I really am obsessed with them and could eat them all day. And I love queso because I'm a big fan of cheese, so cheese is good. And then my favorite drink is Sprite. I have to drink a Sprite almost every day. I love the taste of Sprite. It's got that good lemon lime flavor that's so delicious. And I pretty much drink one every day, and I have one today. So those are my favorite food and drink. Okay, so we're back inside. The weed eater was going. So now what sports do you like the most / watch?
We could actually combine these two questions right here so we can get this video done faster. So it's which sports do you like watching the most, and what sports? And if you play any sports, yes, I play. Okay, first, yes, I did play sports. The one I played the most was golf. That was like the only sport I played. That was my favorite sport of all time, and that's my favorite sport to watch. And I can watch it. I won't say every day. Well, I could probably watch it every day, and I love playing it a lot. And it's just my favorite sport. I can just play it every day and have a good time and everything. And then my second favorite sport and the one I watch the second most is baseball. I really really love baseball. Go Astros! I really love like watching that and everything. That's golf got me into sports, and then that got me into baseball and everything. And so yeah, those are my two favorite sports to watch and then the play and everything. And then my third one would be football. I do like watching NFL, but just not as much as I like watching the college football, go UT baby and all that. So yeah, and that's what got me into that too. Golf did. So yeah, those are my three. Those are my favorite sports to watch and play.
So my favorite sport was baseball. I really like baseball and football. And the reason I got into baseball was because my parents had put on the Houston Astros and they were playing the 2005 World Series. And I fell in love with the pitcher Roger Clemens. He became one of my favorite pitchers of all time. I really liked him, and so after watching the 2005 World Series, I really got into baseball and I started watching baseball. And so I've been a big fan of the Houston Astros for a really long time. They're my favorite sport. My second one was football. My parents went to the University of Texas at Austin for college in the 90s, and they had put the game on ever since they left the university on TV, and I kind of started watching a little bit of it, and then I kind of got into it. And then I was kind of like asking them about this play, that play, what the different things were for like sports and like what are the rules and that kind of stuff. And so it was kind of fun watching. And they claim that the best college game of all time was the Rose Bowl 2006 that UT won. They claim that's the best college football game ever played in the history of football. And so I've been a big fan of the Longhorns ever since. And I like college over NFL because college is unpredictable, as where NFL is kind of the same thing. You kind of know what they're going to do basically almost every play, but college is unpredictable. Things can happen in crazy twists and turns. And so I really like football and baseball the best. And then my least favorite is golf and soccer.
What?
I did play soccer when I was a kid. I liked it when I was playing it, but not like actually watching it. I can actually play soccer, would be fine with it, but if I watch it, it's kind of a little bit boring because all they're doing is just passing the ball back and forth and kicking it. It's not really that exciting. But I spent my fourth and fifth grade year playing soccer, and then in junior high, I did seventh grade. I did track. I did the mile because I was always good at running long distances, and I could always run like a couple of miles and like keep going. And so I did that for a year. And so those are the sports I liked and played as a kid. And I like watching track and field at the Olympics too. They're kind of fun.
And we can combine these next three questions.
What genre?
Well, no, not the next one. I skipped ahead because I don't know my.
So, what genre of music do you listen to the most?
It just depends, I guess. I mean, I guess mainly Christian music would be the one that I listen to the most, even though I listen to other music too. But there is all over the place, so I just really don't know like the genres of music of those. But it was usually Christian music and like video game music, acapella music and everything like that. But like all the bands and everything that I listen to, it's just like multiple genres. I just don't know like what the most I listen to, so I really can't tell you. Except for mainly like Christian music, I can tell you that much.
Mine is basically pop music of the 2000s, and I really like the 80s music, which is basically rock and roll. My dad is the reason why I'm into 80s music because he used to play it all the time, and his favorite band was Iron Maiden. And so he played
Sweet.
Iron Maiden a lot, and I really like the genre. I also like soundtrack music slash musical music. It just depends on the type. So like stuff like Hamilton and The West Side Story and Sound of Music and some of the older musical soundtracks I like, and some of the newer ones I like too. But those are the ones that I like. I also like Phantom of the Opera and that kind of stuff. And so I really like soundtrack music too because sometimes a movie have a really good soundtrack like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, and I'll go download it and then play it. And I do like French horn solos. Those are the best when like one has a French horn solo. So those are the kind of genres I listen to. Classical is okay, country is okay, but it's gotta be old school country though for me. But I listen to all kinds of music in general.
All right. So the next ones we're gonna combine is what's your favorite TV show, movie, actor, and actress? We're just gonna combine them
And then genre, if you have like a favorite genre
It
of
does,
all of those.
I don't care about that one. But we're gonna just combine all of those so we can go fast. My favorite TV show. That one's a tough one. Right now, I'm watching Orville. That's a good one. I want to say my favorite one would probably be like Phineas and Ferb or Minor Murphy or something like that. Those were great TV shows. Those are my favorite ones that I like watching. My favorite movie, my favorite anime. I'll tell you my animated one because live action I can't really tell you because there's so many I like. My favorite animated movie of all time is a Goofy movie. I can always go back and watch that and always have a good time. And it has the best soundtrack of all time. And I love it a lot. And it's just so good. And I guess any movie that has either Emma Watson, well, I'm not saying all Emma Watson, but Emma Watson or Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But gets to my next one, what's my favorite actor and actress? Emma Watson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. No matter where they're in, I have to watch it. Those are fantastic. Those two actors and actresses are fantastic, and I like them a lot.
So my favorite TV show is anything involving science fiction or fantasy. So anything on like the Sci-Fi Channel is pretty good. But my top one right now is America's Got Talent. That's what we're watching over the summer. I like just seeing people's hidden talents and their different talents that people are doing. And some of the acts are pretty good, and some are okay and silly, and some we laugh at. But I like America's Got Talent on NBC. That's a fun one. And then I also like stuff like Grimm and like Heroes. Those were always really good because they were good action, futuristic, like good ones that I really liked. My favorite movie genre is fantasy and science fiction because I really gravitated towards that because of my book series. It kind of also, when I said I like fantasy and futuristic and sci-fi for the books one, it also crossed over to the movie land, and so now I like those kind of stuff. So like I really liked Dune. That was a highly recommended movie, but my top movie of all time is a tie between Princess Bride and Marvel. So anything Princess Bride and Marvel is really good. And we had a whole video back on our old channel about Marvel. We could go into a whole channel about our top 10 favorite Marvel movies at some point.
Okay.
And so those are always really good. My favorite actor is Dwayne Johnson. I like him because he does like funny stuff and he makes you laugh and he acts kind of serious too. And he's really fun, and so I've just enjoyed Dwayne Johnson. Anything with him and Kevin Hart is a hoot. My favorite actress is a tie between Emma Watson and Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock's humor is hilarious. She does a lot of comedy stuff as well as some serious, but when she gets in anything comedy, it is the most funniest thing on the planet. Sandra Bullock will outshine anybody. And so forth, and that's why I like it. So now we're gonna go into
and we're gonna have to end the video right there.
And what is your favorite video?
No, wait, we have to end the video. It's gonna be 27 seconds left.
Okay, so we're gonna do part 2.
No, we don't.
Oh, and the last one, what is your favorite video
game? No.
Mario,
Hey, we have to end the video. We have to.
So we're just going to say if you like and subscribe
and thank you for watching this video.
And this is the Key and Wolf Variety Channel.